And US President Donald Trump has announced a major reversal of Joe Biden's fuel economy rules, a move that he says will cut car prices for Americans. However, critics warn that it could lead to higher fuel bills, increased pollution, and a setback for the auto industry. With the CEOs of Ford and Stellantis as well as the senior GM executive beside him, Trump says that the reset is about common sense and affordability. But environmental groups say the rollback could have long-lasting consequences.
The Department of Transportation will rescind the Biden fuel economy prices. And I hate to say that because they were really not economy. They were really, they were anti-economy. They were horrible what they were doing to the costs and actually making the car much worse. But these policies forced automakers to build cars using expensive technologies that drove up costs, drove up prices, and made the car much worse.
President Trump's rollback targets the federal CAFE standards, corporate average fuel economy, created in 1975 to reduce America's dependence on oil. Under Biden, those standards were set to tighten steadily, pushing automakers towards more efficient cars, including hybrids and electric vehicles. The new Trump proposal aims for an average of 34.5 miles per gallon by 2031. Critics point out that's roughly the same as what American cars achieve today. And because CAFE numbers overstate real-world mileage by around 25%, actual fuel performance could be even lower. Environmental groups warn that the shift will mean more gasoline use, more emissions and ultimately higher costs at the pump because consumers will need to buy more fuel over the lifetime of their vehicles. One advocate says that Trump is taking a wrecking ball to one of the world's most significant climate and fuel-saving policies. But the White House insists the move is about affordability. Trump, joined by the heads of Ford and Stellantis, argued that tougher standards unfairly pressure the industry and drove up vehicle prices. The Department of Transportation says that Biden's rules relied too heavily on electric and hybrid vehicles, creating goals that they call unattainable for gasoline-powered cars. They argued the old standards would have effectively forced an EV shift, and that fight over EVs has become central. Trump has repeatedly attacked what he calls an EV mandate, putting him at odds with even Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Meanwhile, GM and other US automakers have slowed or scaled back their EV investments throughout 2025, delaying new battery plants and production lines, and it's still unclear whether automakers saving from reduced EV spending will actually lower car prices for buyers. And some of that money is being redirected into expanding US manufacturing, partly because of Trump's tariffs. Analysts say Americans still want fuel-efficient cars. Hybrid sales are up double digits this year, while traditional gasoline-only models are flat. And with many drivers lacking public transit options, fear of high gas prices keeps demand strong for better mileage.